So Johnny, could you just tell us about your project here? It looks really interesting.
Yeah, sure. My project here is called STEM and Game Development. So the aim of my project is to show how STEM subjects such as science, technology, engineering and maths can be used to create a game. So I'm illustrating this through a zombie game I've made called Regeneration, and it's a game available on Android and Windows Phone, and it'll soon be coming for iOS, which are iPhones, and PS Vita. So it's just showing how all the different subjects came into the stages of making the game. So if you know subjects such as science and maths, it can really be a big step forward for you to start making your own games.
So Isha, could you just tell us a little bit about your project and kind of what you're hoping to achieve?
Well, we are kind of hoping to achieve that we would find a relationship between the plant biomass and the plant leaf area, and to see whether insects eating the plant has an effect on the whole plant. And we found that they did, and we were so excited and we couldn't believe it. And we got our idea in maths class when we were measuring an area of an irregular object.
So the method and the process was really long and laborious. We had every single week for 6 weeks. We would take the same results, so we would cut off the leaves, wash the plants, scan them, get the biomass, and we entered all our results into JMP, which is a statistical analysis software, and we made graphs and things which are up on our poster there.
Okay, so Claire, could you just tell us a little bit about your project? It seems really interesting.
Well, solar flares are large bursts of energy from the sun that can cause geomagnetic storms on Earth, and these geomagnetic storms are linked to negative mood swings, causing people to be more pessimistic. And when people are more pessimistic, they're more likely to sell their stocks as they have a negative outlook on the future. So with this in mind, I did a $100,000 hypothetical investment in the S&P 500, where every time a K6 or higher, which is a moderate storm, hit the Earth, I would sell my stocks and buy back 7 days later in order to avoid a dip in the market. And with that being said, I would have made $310,000 versus $181,000 over time in the 13 years of study.
Okay, so could you just tell us a little bit about your project, and do you think that there is sexism in science today?
Well, our project want to investigate the opinions of the people in our local area, which is Limerick City, as to whether they think a scientist is a job for a man or a woman, and their attitudes towards sexism in science. And we got the idea for the project from this article here in our poster that stated that some women have problems forming a career in science because of sexist remarks and attitudes from men. And we wanted to find out if this was the same in our local area. So we designed a survey which we could hand out and hopefully get their opinions from it. And what we found out was that there's a problem in encouraging women to pursue science from an early age.
I didn't really know much about it at first, but as we did more research, it was evident that there was sexism in science.
In school, they're not as encouraged as much as men when they're younger, so it ends up men do more at third level.
Okay, so what exactly makes the perfect cup of tea?
Well, we focused more on the health of it rather than the taste of it. So tea is full of things called antioxidants, and antioxidants are chemicals that prevent against free radicals. And free radicals can lead to cell damage, mutations, and diseases such as cancer. So the best cup of tea is one that retains the most antioxidants. So we found that the higher the temperature, the better. And it's best to drink it black, but if you're adding milk at all, to add full fat milk.
So could you just tell us a little bit about your project and what you're kind of hoping to achieve?
So with an increase in population, we try to increase food production. So we examined little gem lettuce and pink primroses and see how they grew from seedlings, and see the differences between, we used LED lights, natural light, just broad daylight, and we used white light, which was like a bulb, and we left them for about a month or 2 months and compared and see the effect of the 3 different light treatments.
Even though the bulb costs more to run, it grows the plants better in the long run. But the LED is cheaper, but it doesn't have much of an effect on the actual plants themselves. So we find that if you were going to grow plants, you would probably have to pay for the incandescent bulb.
For our project, we collected 1 kg of used coffee grounds that were going to be thrown away, and we wanted to make a biofuel out of these instead of using oil that is non-renewable, because we have loads of coffee and it's always thrown out. And that's waste, so we wanted to extract the oil and convert it to a biodiesel.
We're very aware that as a planet we're running out of resources, so a renewable resource has to be found, and biodiesel is an obvious choice. The only barrier to biodiesel production is a suitable feedstock. to produce the biodiesel. So we thought coffee, there's 8 billion tons of coffee thrown out globally every year. So whatever we could get out of it, we thought was a bonus, and it worked really well.
And how do you think Ireland is set up for, in terms of the biomass future?
Well, I don't think it won't be produced here because we don't have the supplies or the factories to produce the biodiesel. But it would work in China. But the only problem is that China has banned biodiesel from their own country, so we won't know where the feedstock would be to make the biodiesel.